we have a quorum then, so let's call this meeting to order at 5:36 p.m. The first thing that we need to do is approve the minutes of October 18th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Have a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Nancy and Leanne. would
Second.
you- Okay, thank you. All right, were there any corrections or changes to the minutes as printed, as sent out?
Nope. Good.
Nope. Okay, all those in favor of approving the October 18, 2021 minutes, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, awesome. Thank you all very much. We're gonna go right to communications because Mayor Granatowski is here to share something with us, and I want to give her the floor.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Hi, everybody. I sent Cindy an email yesterday. I received communication from a young man. His name is Taller Heffel. And Taller is a former student of mine, but he lives in Stonington and he does this thing called Trash Talk Connecticut, Rhode Island. And he organizes cleanups all the time and they do an amazing job. He also was a big help when we were working on the plastics ordinance and came and helped us organize things and came and advocated to have the plastics ordinance passed in Groton. But I heard from him because he is working with Jason Hine, who you may know from Rise Up Mystic. Jason is the owner of the Diddy Bag Market, which is a zero waste market that just opened on the Stonington side. And the two of them are organizing a cleanup of Mystic on December 4th. And they reached out to find out if the town of Groton would be willing to help out with it. And in particular, they were looking to make sure that town staff would be willing to remove any garbage that their volunteers may collect. And so I talked to the manager and he in turn talked to Greg Hanover, and they are fine with taking away anything that's collected. So that was very good. In the chat over here, I put Taller's contact information. Sorry, I can't speak. I gave you Jason's name, and then I made some suggestions for possible groups to maybe be recruited to help out with this. So GOSA, Groton Conservation Advocates, Boy Scout troops. I know the Rotary does cleanups all the time. Also, if you want to reach to the downtown Mystic merchants and the Mystic Chamber, for the merchants, there's a woman that owns the Mystic Army Navy store. Her name is Michelle Gemma. She is a Mystic Stonington side resident, and she's very much interested in the environment. And I think she may be able, if she can't help, she may know people that would be willing to help out with it. So I wanted to make sure that I got this into your hands because I know you guys have done cleanups in the past, and we thank you very much on behalf of the town for doing that work. And just to see if you'd like to connect with Taller and Jason and perhaps make this happen on the 4th. The only thing I would add, the 4th that evening is the holiday celebration at the Library Senior Center complex. So if people go and do the cleanup, then they can come over there afterwards and warm up with some cocoa and whatever fun Cindy Olson has planned. So thank you, Cindy Fortner, for letting me speak, and I'm happy to answer questions or make contacts if anybody has anything. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much, Mayor. I do, in the email you sent me, all their contact information is in there, correct? I don't need to write it down.
Yes, I forwarded the email from
Yes.
Taller. Jason's info isn't there, but you can go straight to Taller, and then he
Okay,
will help, put you in touch with whoever you need to talk
Okay.
to.
all
But
right.
he has, he's really organized with, as far as equipment and everything. He could tell you exactly what you would need if, Greg wasn't available to help you out with that or anything.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for thinking of us and including us in this excellent project.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to take off if you guys have questions, you're welcome to just shoot me an email and I'd be happy to answer. But again, thank you for all your work. I'm wrapping up this, and I just wanted to say you guys have done stellar work recently with everything you've been able to accomplish. And on behalf of the council and the town, we thank you for all you've done. And Leanne, thank you for your idea to move this forward as far as a beautification committee. We do appreciate it. And she's not going away though. So you're still going to have Leanne on RTM. So
Oh, yes.
Well,
Oh,
we
yeah.
hope you're not going away either. I hope you're going to stay on the
I'm just
committee.
going to be
Exactly.
teacher for a while, and I'll show up cranky at the podium once in a while. That's about it.
All right, awesome.
Thank
We'll
you,
look forward
guys.
to that. Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Awesome. All right, well, I'll send out another email, you guys, in case anybody wants to participate. It sounds like it's pretty much a done deal because the town is going to help out with that. Before I move on, does anybody else have any communications?
No, I gotta get back into the loop a little bit more, so
Oh, that's okay.
watch out next time.
I'll be assigning you something.
All
Now,
right, that's fine.
I haven't, I was away for a little while, but I just recently, I think just today, sent an email to our tree warden asking him about the setbacks on the road as far as planting trees. I had been texting with Missy about it, and she had a very smart suggestion of, we really want to look at the areas where we want to plant some trees after the leaves are off, because it looks totally different. But I'm getting ahead of myself a wee bit. So that's really the only communications I've had, is, trying to finish up the, get things planted at the corner of Long Hill Road and Pequannock, at the Avery Parklet. So that's all taken care of. So if nobody else has any communications, we have unfinished business here now. I was going to have Bruce give us a mural update. So I guess I will do it instead. A few of us went and met at the Nautilus and had a lovely tour
Excuse me.
of the murals that Jamie Pearson had done, inside and outside, in a couple of spots at the base, and they were excellent. We've seen most of them. I do have a picture of one that he did, a couple he did that I hadn't seen before. Bruce was there, and he was very happy. I put Bruce in contact with Jamie, because the next thing we need to do is come up with a design. We've talked about a design quite a bit. My forte is not art. I certainly know what I like, but I certainly don't know how to design anything. I think people who have strong feelings about that should be in touch with Bruce. And I actually would kind of like to loop in Dana. She's also an artist. And, but right now, as far as I know, we haven't discussed this. We haven't 100%. I mean, I feel like we're going to have Jamie do this for us, because he's talented and he's willing, and he's easy to work with, and he's got a lot of skills. So does anybody have anything to say about that?
Yeah, just a point. When I talked with Mr. Ackley about using the side of the building,
Yep.
I told him that I thought there was going to be a committee to choose a design.
Uh-huh.
And he had asked if he could be part of that.
Okay.
So what's that?
well-
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. So I thought that I just wanted to remind you of that we need to put a few people together to discuss it anyways. And I think maybe Dana could lead us a little bit in that, or Missy. But I was just wondering though too, did you have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Barry?
I did.
Okay.
It seemed what they're doing and what we're doing right now are not going to come together, because they're working with a company in actually in Colorado, and they are working. So what we were thinking is this is the same thing I said to Jill Rusk. who works for the city of Groton, and their city is very interested in some mural work,
Yeah,
is share the information. But there are a lot of different, and Missy, there are a lot of different muralists out there, and Missy has also shared information with me. There's a huge group in Philadelphia. So there's a lot of people out there doing it. And the Parks and Rec already has a specific kind of idea of what they want-ish. But they're going to put out an RFP for it. So it's, when Mark and I spoke, it kind of seemed like they're going to do their thing, we're going to do our thing, and then we will put all the information together in hopes that other people will use that information, other businesses say, to implement murals on their own businesses. Or
Cindy, you are so good. I'd be saying, hey, he didn't really want to talk about it.
no, he's been very delightful. He's been very
Oh,
delightful.
yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like, they kind of have a process which is totally different from ours. And once this kind of gets off the ground, like in where Bruce lives in Florida, they've got this well-established, this well-oiled machine of
Yeah.
artwork and murals and signage. We don't have that yet. So I would love if we could get at least a design or two to look at and discuss and talk about. Obviously, I know Mr. Ackley has to be involved. But
Cindy,
yes,
just a quick question. So on the town side of it, is Tabitha involved in that?
with the Park and Rec mural,
Right.
I do not believe so. She's
Yeah,
involved
yeah.
in so many things. I don't think she's involved with the Park and Rec mural.
Planning, no.
She's EDC. You're thinking there's a girl over at the rec department though that does the outreach, the redheaded, pretty young girl. I don't remember her name. She's probably involved in their project.
No.
I'm really hoping that if people enjoy this, that we can really get the information out there. And that's another reason I really, really like Jamie, is because he is very willing to bring others in. And I also have the name of a very well respected person that I got from Missy. So, but this first one, I am so afraid of getting pulled in so many different directions. I really want to work on this first one and then go from there.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
We've
no
been,
opposition to
we
that at all.
started working a number of years ago on this committee, and we started to do that overall process of the entire town, and it felt quite overwhelming. I personally feel like if we work on one area first to kind of get things started, get the ball rolling and gather information on how to do it, and then we can share that information with whoever wants it.
If you decide to put a committee together, I would want to remember Dana. I'll get you her information. She lives down in that area, and she was very eager to be part of what we were doing. And
Dana who?
I'm trying to remember her last name, Cindy. You know you're talking to me.
But it's not Dana who we're working with right now, right? Who's here
No,
with us?
she
Dana
used-
Semeraro?
No, it's not me.
She used to be at the Board of Education. Let's see if I can find her.
Last name start with a P, is it Dana? No.
I'm
Well,
not finding.
that's okay.
finding. I'll
You can give
find
that
it.
to me.
Send
Okay.
it to you.
Okay. All right. So what the last I spoke with Jamie, he said we need a design, and he's looking at putting paint up on the wall, thinking about around the time of Mother's Day, because it's too cold. It's going to be too cold now. We can't rush it. But Mother's Day is around the time that it's warm enough to put paint on the wall.
I believe it's Dana Parfit.
Perfect, yes.
She's
So
very
Dana,
nice.
you know her?
I knew her from the RTM.
So,
from RTM.
While ago, yeah.
Can you spell her last name, Leanne?
you don't
No.
want my spelling of it. I'll call her, get her information, and I'll forward it to you.
Isn't it PARFIT? PARFIT or FITT? I believe.
Okay. Okay. All righty. My next, anybody else have anything to add about murals? All right, my next thing is art installation. And this is where I really need Bruce because he was supposed to have Greg Hanover, John Burt, and Mark Berry come to his home and look at his sculpture, which is out to the side of his home. And they were very enthusiastic. I spoke with him today and I didn't ask him if they actually came. I believe they did come. They did come. I know they did come, but then they were supposed to, maybe they were thinking about putting it up at the senior center. And so that was going quite well. I went by his house today and it certainly was still there. So I don't have any other knowledge.
They want to put down a well, I don't know if they call it a pallet, but something that it'll sit on. I think they're probably going to do cement, pour cement, something like that. So it'll have a permanent base underneath it. So
Okay.
we probably won't see it up there till spring.
All right. Well, I mean, I think it, but if we could get a piece of art installed, it's just going to be awesome. And
Yeah.
especially if it's Bruce's. And I'm once again, since I am not the resident art expert, just getting the process started, I think is so very important.
Yeah,
So-
it's definitely started, but like with many things, every once in a while we'll have to ask how the plan's moving forward.
Right, right.
And I'm sure our buddy at Public Works is going to be the one that will be doing the work.
Yes, I
But
agree.
have they definitely settled on the senior center? Is that a definite location? I mean, I think about what all is there already and the submarine monument and everything. It seems to me there are other places in town, like maybe in front of the old middle school or the town hall, that needs something
Yeah.
in my mind. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was thinking even where the walkway is, on the water, what do you call that? The raised.
Where the gazebo is, that needs to
Yeah.
be fixed, right?
Yeah, so
Right.
close to the road, as you enter into that walking path from the road, that would be a nice place. A lot of people would see it. I don't think it would be seen as much at the senior center. It is crowded there with other pieces too. I
Right.
agree.
Well, the one thing I had brought up the town hall, and Bruce is concerned about, one, anybody climbing on it. It's pointy. And two, he wants it, he's hoping that it will be well taken care of. So I think he wanted a higher traffic area to begin with, because although he's not, he is allowing the town to use it in perpetuity, but he doesn't want it to be defaced or vandalized or anybody to try to climb on it and hurt themselves. So I think he felt much more comfortable with the senior center, and the senior center, I believe, is being rebranded. So this was be part of the rebranding effort. And I agree. I mean, that's kind of there's already a lot going on there. But I think that something happening and moving forward, because he said he'd been offering it to the town for quite a while. I think he's very happy to have anything happen. I did also get a really neat thing was sent to me by Patrice about this really neat sculpture, and Missy's also shared some things about sculptures too. I don't have any idea where to put other sculptures, especially, although I'm thinking maybe eventually up in the Noank school, or some of the other schools are developed or have a place for interactive art. But I don't know where that is right now. Hi, Bruce. Uh-oh. Can I hear you?
Yeah.
50.
Okay, sorry it was late.
That's okay. We were just talking about the art installation of your art, and we were wondering if it's definitely for the senior center or if there are other spots being considered.
It's for the senior center. As you drive in and you you go around the corner as though you were pointing at the library, there's a spot right there on the left-hand side that they're going to take a couple of trees out that are dead and some bushes that are dying and put a concrete pad there and put the sculpture. In fact, they're supposed to do it tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay, that's great. I was thinking it was going to be on the right. On the left is.
Yeah, it's going to be on the left. It's a better spot. Whether it happens tomorrow is, open to conjecture because you know how these things go. But
How does it, where is it, Bruce?
yeah,
Question?
sure.
Where is it in relationship to the submarine monument that's going up?
The submarine monument, I think, is going to go way on the grass. That is, there's a large area of grass there that is further down, maybe about 50 yards, I would say, something like that. It's in the area, but not too close at all.
I believe the concern is that that's an area that's already has a lot of positive things going on. And so is there another place that your piece could have more, what am I trying to say? Impact. But I do recall you saying you've been talking about this forever. And since actually it looks like there's movement on it, we're going with it. But that was what I kind of felt, but I'm not sure if that's how you feel.
No, yeah, it's definitely the best place for it by far.
Okay.
Yeah, the size of the piece of ground is just perfect for it, so it'll work out right. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
Assuming you get it done. I never count anything in Groton until I see it with my own eyes.
So that has to happen first. Is it do you know if they're planning to put the pad in this year, like soon?
Yeah, well, they're supposed to put it in pretty quick.
Oh, okay. So
Because they
we're
want to do it
hoping.
before I go to Florida.
Oh, and that's Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
go?
after Thanksgiving, but
Right.
that should happen. It should happen this week. That's what they said. So,
All right.
Is there going to be a plaque or something, Bruce?
a
Will
what?
there be a plaque or
Yeah, there'll be
with the name
small,
with the name of your sculpture or?
yes. It'll say Solstice Dance, my name. That's all.
And date of when it was done is good.
No, we're just going to put that on there. That's fine.
So I'm
Your
thrilled.
birthday. It's going to be your birthday.
So if that actually
Well, we
happens,
don't want that on there.
tickled. I'm just tickled if that happens. It's like it's all baby steps, right?
What's that?
It's all baby steps. Things are happening though.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But I was at the town council meeting Tuesday. Leanne was there, and Patrice thanked me profusely for offering the sculpture and so forth. And I said, the main impetus for this is really to kind of get some art going in the town. It's not just my piece that's going up. There's a reason for it. So she allowed us how that.
Could you do it? Would you do another one, Bruce? Would you do another one for in front of near the town hall, please?
I actually have one that was supposed to.
We could all work on it with you. We can work on it with you. Gotcha.
All right. I can do that. That's not a hard problem.
All right. Good.
Well, we talked a little bit, Bruce, about the mural update. Do you have anything you want to add? People have asked about some kind of committee, but I said that you are working with Jamie and that when we have a design, we can talk about it. But people are thinking there need to be numerous designs to kind of talk about. Is that what you guys discussed?
Here's what I'd like to do. It's rather difficult working with Jamie. He's tough to get a hold of. He's tough to talk to, just logistically, I mean.
Uh-huh.
So my thought is, I gave him four ideas and asked for his thoughts as well. One was something that had an indigenous theme, a
Uh-huh.
historical theme like the War of 1781 or 1812,
Uh-huh.
um, a submarine based kind of thing, a Navy
Uh-huh.
based kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what the last one was. Hmm. So he thought he'd think about those, and I suggested, if you have any other ideas, let me know. That's perfectly all right. And once he gets back to me with something, I would definitely want to get with everybody and run it by them and so forth. And the only reason I'm doing it this way, if it's okay, is just because logistically it's just tough to get together.
Yeah, he's got a full-time day job.
Yeah, I know. I understand. So, but that's it.
Okay.
Whaling, I don't know whether whaling could
Whaling,
be
that was the other one. That was it. Yeah.
whaling could be incorporated, yeah.
Yep.
So
That
it could be something like submarines and whaling, like two, then and now, or something like that.
And
Oh,
I
that was
suggested to
good.
Keith Hendricks that they take that giant building that they have over there for the sewer plant on Thames Street. I said that would make a great attraction if you put a big sailing ship on it.
Yeah.
It's like the first time he ever heard that. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Right. Just disguise it. Just try to disguise it.
Yeah.
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 When I walked down Thames Street recently, and that is just a phenomenal street. It's got so much potential.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. For
okay.
sure.
All right. So I'm hoping I will send Jamie a text, and I'm hoping we would have something to look at by next month. Like, once again, even just to look at and discuss. But if we want to have this, approved and, going up by May, we need to have something to talk about.
You're right. Well, that would be good. Rather than me bug them again, that would be good if you shot them
Yeah.
an email.
Okay. All right. All right.
Hey, Bruce,
I will-
Bruce, a question,
Mm-hmm.
Bruce? A
Yeah.
question for you. Have you looked at the sculptures that are in front of the train station in Westerly at all?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Those are kind of cool.
Yeah.
Are those hard to make?
Uh, yeah. Well, if you have the shop for it and you have the metal and so forth already there, no, it's not that big a deal. The kind of thing that I made required a plasma art cutter at the shipyard to make.
Right.
So it was
My
pretty.
brother has one. My brother has a plasma cutter.
Yeah, no,
So
these are
he can do
these are
that
not
if-
just your ordinary plasma cutters. These are as big as the floor of a restaurant or something. That's how those are put together.
Oh,
And you get a computer disk in the case of what I did, and then it follows your tracing lines and so forth with the plasma arc
Right.
and cuts it out so that the metal is nice and clean and smooth. Yeah, I've got a plasma arc cutter in my basement. It ain't nothing like the one they had at the shipyard, believe me.
and how do they get the color on it?
How do they get the color?
Mm.
They paint it.
Oh.
That's
Okay. I just think it would be fun if we all did a little bit of art together. That's all.
Sure.
Speak for
No
yourself. You'll all hate me if you see my artwork. You'll be like, oh my God, what a hack. All right.
Okay. Sorry.
let's- So that's great. We're talking a lot about art, and I know I'm just really pleased. So thank you all for your hard work, and we're going to continue with it. The town hall annex is all planted. Everything looks good, although I'm sure the mums have probably gone by. I had talked about trying to finish up some weeding. I did not get that organized, and I'm hoping to try to finish up some weeding over there. I don't know if I'll get to it before the end of the year or not, because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
Although the next couple days are supposed to be gorgeous. Does anybody have anything else under unfinished business that I don't have on my agenda?
Well, John Burt told me very specifically that not, they have finished painting the town hall so that now all of the chip paint is off. I didn't look, but I hope he's right.
Oh, good. Well, I have looked because during that time are the 3 pots that I put out there.
Mhm.
Nancy gave the 3 pots and we put the plants in there. They disappeared. And so I thought, oh, they must have been, the painters must have moved them. Well, they're gone. Betsy McCousher sent out a, kind of like a townwide email. They're gone. Nobody supposedly saw them. I cannot imagine anyone. I mean, I was looking for them because it was time to put mums in. The annuals had gone by. They were heavy. I can't imagine anybody would have taken them. I just have a bad feeling somebody put them somewhere or maybe threw them away. I don't know. But they are gone. And so.
Are there cameras? Do we have film on this? I'd like to know. Were there cameras?
Yeah, it's bad news.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say about it. There was a big long email stream and all I know is they had disappeared.
That's too bad.
Nancy, for what it's worth, the police
Yeah,
department have several cameras that are out, and I believe in that area. You might ask them about it.
Well, I would think at the town hall, they would be filming something. That would be interesting to see. Who's
I don't-
lifting our pots?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like wondering if I should continue following it up or one person was.
I have to stop in the town hall tomorrow. I've got to deliver some paperwork, so I'll check. I'll
Yeah, see
question
if
it.
there's, I was wondering, it's like, I'm just wondering because where did they go? I can't imagine somebody.
Drive around the
They're
neighborhood.
sitting
Yeah,
in front
right.
of somebody,
Get
right,
some-
they're sitting in front of somebody's house in
Absolutely.
Midway Oval, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
bet.
I just, they weren't in great shape anymore. And also they were donated by Nancy and they were nice big pots, but they weren't.
No,
No.
they were just tag sale pots. They were nothing valuable. It's just, they were, yeah.
They were perfect for our use, however, so yeah, I'm a
Right.
little, and also then, of course, then I didn't get to fill them with mums. That was what my next thing was, is to put a nice planting in there for the fall. And then I had no pots to work with. So, yeah, a little disappointing. All right, so
Okay.
Nancy, ask, and if you want me to, and I can always send something to, I can ask about, some type of, was anything being recorded? Any camera?
Yeah, I mean, right. Is there insurance and we can buy some new pots? No.
Yeah, don't think so. Okay, going on to new business, the only thing I have is one item, which is the Fort Hill trees. So first of all, there was a number of dead trees. Missy, Aline, and I, town staff, we all, I think I said at the last meeting, we planted some azaleas, but we had pointed out some dead trees that were there right at the stone wall there. And the town went and took them all down and it just looks much cleaner. There's only, the sight lines are much better. So that's been taken care of. Also, Missy had pointed out that at the very top of Fort Hill Road, where the stoplights are, before you go down the hill to Fitch, there was an old dead tree with just stuff growing around it. And I had mentioned that also to Steve Post, the tree warden. He immediately went and took that down too. Now, calls out for some weeding, but it has been removed and Missy's gotten some very positive comments from other residents. So that is excellent. So I would like to know who would like to go on a walk along Fort Hill Road to see where we are looking at regarding planting trees, because I am not sure, yes. Everybody has an opinion and I'm not sure exactly where we are looking at, because, and I just did send a message today to the town saying, because there's the state setback. So we had talked a long time ago about the area, there's a strip of lawn between Johnson's Hardware and the road. I don't know if that's plantable because it has to be a certain number of feet away from the state road, because they don't want to have to maintain anything.
Cindy,
Oh.
are you sure this hasn't been researched before? Because I told you that the president of Gosha said she had taken this project on 10 years ago, and she had professional photos taken of the back of those homes and the areas that needed trees, and submitted all those photos to the town hall, and nothing moved on it. So I said to her, well, now it's kind of different because now there's a national incentive to every town to plant trees. So
Yeah.
we do it under that type of, there's more of a
Yeah.
impetus.
Yeah,
So-
and also we're aren't we like, Groton is like, you drive into the town hall annex and it says Tree City, USA or something like that. And I thought, okay.
I know.
Was that Sydney Van Zant that did that, Missy?
What did you say?
Was it Sydney?
Yeah.
Van Zant?
It was the other girl,
Joan?
Smith or
Joan
something like,
Smith?
yeah. So she said this had been researched, already, professional photos submitted. So maybe they already got an answer that it was too close, or that they weren't going to pay for it, or there wasn't money. I don't know what the answer was at that time, but she said, just for you to be aware that this was all researched at
Okay.
one time.
Betsy
Right.
McCausher might be able to find that for us.
I'm sorry?
Betsy McCausher
Oh, okay.
probably could find that for us.
Okay.
She's gone for a couple of weeks.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's off to her island, huh?
Yep.
But
She
yeah,
and that judge.
Once the leaves fall down, we can go take a look. We can take some measurements where the lines are, but I
Yeah,
also that as long as you're doing that, try to plant some trees in front of the house on the corner, right across from the ice cream parlor.
Right.
Those-
Let's
That's what,
plant a hedge there. We need a hedge.
so
We need
once
solid.
again, we, it has to, the other thing I also asked about utilities, which they they look for water, Groton utilities and state setbacks. And they can do it really easily. And so I'm hoping it's not redundant, but I should hear, Steve is very efficient at getting back to me. So I'm hoping he'll let me know. And if Betsy's gone, that I'm for like until, will she be back before Thanksgiving? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, we
All right.
can go through someone else. Surely I can ask Sydney Van Zant to do a little digging in
Yeah.
to find out, back historically what we have. Let's not reinvent the wheel.
Great.
And
Yeah.
then, do we have a fund for the trees? Would we use our fund, or would we try to do with one of these, pair with one of these organizations that do like a matching amount of money? We put in money and they put in money.
Right.
And then we also need to talk to someone about what kind of evergreens would live well there. What kinds are kind of tall and skinny and, provide some cover.
Right, exactly. So I think, so first steps are, delineating the location, seeing if it's okay. And then we'll definitely talk about certain, what we need, and then we can discuss how we're going to pay for it. But we kind of have to.
Going up Fort Hill Road, with the property going up Fort Hill Road, was that going to be planted with money that was designated for the middle school?
On the left-hand side as you go up, or?
No, on the right, just
It's
Going
planted
up.
with trees and such. There's trees there. On the right-hand side, they've planted some trees.
If they put some really cool looking trees, like some Italian cypresses, that would really be neat.
Yeah,
All right, so I don't have anything else.
the other thing, I was just going to mention, Cindy, I've been in touch with the town of Essex, where they're doing a big tree project.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just trying to figure out how they're doing this. So without a lot of money.
You know, I could see, but I know that the mayor in the city is planning on doing quite a few trees. I don't know where, but I could ask him, and maybe if we could see where they're getting their money, or maybe if they're buying, we could just buy with them. So I'll
Right.
see what I can find out about that.
Good.
that would be cool, yeah.
Right now with,
I think New London had a fundraiser for planting trees. They had donations and they took donations, and those donations were met by this, who was the, I don't know, the other organization, the Sustainable Connecticut.
yeah, they also did the
contribute.
one here.
Yeah, so that's, okay.
Right, we have, those flyers are at the senior center too. And we might want to just try to promote that, where you can buy a tree in your name or in somebody else's name, and it will be planted. And maybe we should grab a hold of that. Flyers are
Yeah.
in the lobby of the senior center.
In Essex or
Good
in,
idea, Missy.
okay.
I'm sorry.
The sustainable,
Are they in Groton already, the flyers, or are they in?
I saw them at the senior center in Groton.
Okay,
okay,
They're on the flip side, so I'll try to pick some up, but I mean, that would be a great promotion for us as well.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think people are very much interested in that. I think people are very concerned about global warming, and trees are part of the solution. And also they had a very, very
Sequestration.
successful fundraising match. I believe it was through Sustainable Connecticut for Noack. I mean, they reached their goal extremely quickly. I think they were actually taking monetary donations for specific trees, if I recall. But yeah,
Well, I
think
love what New London has done a beautiful job, I think, of planting flowering trees downtown. If we could just do, I mean, if New London can do it, Lordy, why can't we do it?
Exactly.
Oh,
I
but it's
gotta-
also about, that's probably grant writing too, right?
I apologize.
I put a call in to find out exactly how they did it, because I mean, it's just, yeah, anyway. So I've got a call into Essex, I've got a call into New London. I'll try to report something at our next meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because that's the kind of thing that, we can do it now and it lasts forever, or for a very long time at least. And
And Bruce, we'll make a sculpture together.
She's dying to do it, Bruce.
yeah, but she wants to express her inner artist.
I do.
All
I
right,
apologize. I've got to leave for another meeting, so I'll do what I'm supposed to do on my list, and I'll talk to you all
All right.
very soon.
we're getting ready to adjourn anyway. So yeah, thank you so much.
Leanne, before you leave,
Yeah,
before you leave, do you need those, you want those signs back right away?
no problem. I don't get to keep
thanks.
the house long enough to do an open house. I put it on
That's
the market,
great.
it's sold. So if you know anybody wants to
Good.
sell, God, let me know. I'm out of listings.
Oh my goodness. All
Yeah.
right.
So you all have a
Thank you.
wonderful evening.
Okay,
Bye-bye
thank
now.
you so much, Leanne. So good to see you.
You all too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, anything else to speak about? My favorite people?
When do
Okay,
we meet again?
we meet again on December 13th at 5:30. Oh, actually I did put together the 2022 list.
Right.
And I think we were supposed to get it sent. Was that included in the agenda?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
there's one mistake on it, on the March date. It says Monday, March 8th, so it would either be Monday, the 7th or the 14th.
Oh, I thought I double checked all of those, Dana, but I haven't sent it to, what am I trying to say? Have to send it to Betsy, so but I did send it already once to the town, so March. Oh, you're right, because the first day of March is a Tuesday and I thought it was a Monday. So you're right, it's March 14th.
14th, okay.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, Dana. Yeah, thank you. So any other corrections there? Because I have not sent it out officially yet. All right. Thank you so much, Dana. Jeez. All right. So it is the 14th. And the other thing is right now, the town, they're still meeting virtually. So I don't believe even if we wanted to get together that we could, since it's a town committee. So I believe we need to wait until that meetings are in person are okay. Although the other day they did have an in-person meeting, a public hearing. But all meetings are still virtual, I believe.
I think the town council meeting this week is in person,
Is it?
I think.
Was
I
at
think
the
so.
senior center last Tuesday.
Well, that was, I thought that was a public hearing. Oh, no, that was Thursday.
No, it's committee of the whole meeting.
Okay. Well, then, you guys, how do you feel? Do we want to meet? Do we want to continue to meet virtually, or do we want to meet in person going forward if we're given the A-OK by the town? We used to meet at the senior center in one of the community rooms. Opinions? Bruce, what do you think?
I like Groton. Then
You
again,
like
I'm
Groton?
gonna be in Florida.
Well, actually, yeah, you're going to be in Florida. Yeah.
Good to be-
Nancy, what do you
At some
think?
point, we're gonna have to get together, certainly with Jamie, and look at some drawings and stuff. You can't do that virtually very well.
Correct.
So that's
But that could be a
something
special meeting. That could be a special meeting.
yeah. Otherwise,
Nancy,
this is
Nancy?
fine.
Okay. Nancy, how do you feel about the Zoom meetings?
Oh, it works, whatever works for everybody. It works for me. It's
Okay.
always nice to get together every once in a while.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, I'll look
Whatever.
forward to trying to get together with Jamie. Dana, I know before you had a conflict on Mondays, correct?
I have a meeting, you go at 6:30, I need to go on to my next meeting, so.
Okay, so Zooming is better for you then too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Missy?
I'm pretty flexible, but I like the idea of having most Zooms and some in-person meetings. I think that would work well.
Mhm.
Do both.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys, if we're all set, we should probably adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move, we adjourn.
Is there a second or not?
I second it, sure, absolutely.
I don't think I can.
All right. Yes. All right. Well, I just want to say, everybody, before we totally adjourn, I would like to say, I hope you all have a lovely Thanksgiving. Hope nobody has to travel, or at least on Wednesday or Thursday. And I will look forward to seeing you in December. And keep your eyes open for emails, because it sounds like we might have to have a few emails getting information back and forth.
Let us know about the cleanup too in the beginning of December, which is coming up quick.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay,
All right. I
good.
can't thank you all
Thanks.
enough.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much.
Cindy. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
All right. Meeting adjourned at 6:25. Woo-hoo.
Wow.
All right. Bruce, let us know if they come pick up the statue. That's when I keep going by your house and looking.
Yeah, I will. I'll certainly let you know.
Okay, that
Yeah,
would be,
there will be a dedication of some sort too, and I'll let you know about that.
oh, that, I'm so excited about it. I'm just tickled. I feel like we're moving in the right direction here.
Yes, absolutely.
And according, it's also fitting within our mission statement, which is, it's not just plantings, it's art, getting some artwork into the
Yep.
community. All right, well, thank you so much.
All right,
I'll see you,
dear.
I'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon. Okay, bye.